from 1987 to 1995, Toyota changed their entire turbo manufacturing model, is the word. Their entire ethos. These are two radically different cars from the same company that are meant to do kind of the same thing, but in completely different ways. In 1987, turbo technology was still fairly new, even though this is the late 80s. And what people figured a good turbo was edging. Was not busting for an entire week and then clearing your schedule. Because the turbos in the 1980s were large and laggy. The idea was, and the spirit of driving them, was to build boost, build boost, build boost, and then you have it. It was a very Hank Hill approach, you know. Well, Peggy, you know how I like delayed gratification. The turbo is the size of a grapefruit, a little bit bigger, and it's sitting right here. And we want smooth, we want power, we don't want to scare the driver too much, because you have to remember the A70 Supra, the third generation Supra, is and was a luxury car. This was going after people with Porsche money. But as the 80s turned into the 90s, Toyota and most Japanese manufacturers changed their ethos. This is still a Toyota, this is still a turbocharged car, but it's a completely different mindset, and also it doesn't have struts, does it? No. This is a 1.3 liter engine with a turbo that's, where are you? Oh, there you are. It's about the size of an orange. It's down there. However, this makes boost immediately, right away. Almost off idle, it's building boost. So it's, yeah, get power right away. More. I'm tired. Now, you're tired at about 110 miles an hour, so you're fine. Not that I've done that. Yes, I have. Closed road in Mexico. And you can go to a closed road in Mexico too, because this 1995 Toyota Starlet GT Turbo is our giveaway car. The giveaway is ending tomorrow. That's Monday, tomorrow. Go to fanathem.com, buy some limited edition merch, and you're automatically entered to win a car that really doesn't exist in the United States. They sold these things very briefly in the 70s, and Toyota realized they were competing with themselves as opposed to competing with Porsche and, to an extent, Corvettes with the A70 Supra. But with this, they realized they were competing against the Corolla in the early days. Now the rest of the world got these. I get tons of comments from people who are in Australia, New Zealand, Greece, and the UK, who said these things were everywhere. They were for every single asshole with more than 2 dimes to throw together, and people would just rip and crash these things. And now these things are collectible overseas. It's the old baseball card approach. You're all hoping for everybody else's parents to throw their baseball cards out. I've been enjoying driving this, but do I like this better than this? Well, that's an interesting question, because both these cars behave in very, very different ways. This thing is meant to sit at 130 miles an hour all day, every day. This thing is meant to be diving into corners, sitting at red line at 40 miles an hour all day, every day.
Talk about my shitty seals. So
it's part of the ownership experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm getting close to the point. I'm not close to the point. I'm well past the point where I need to replace all of the seals on my amazing Targa Top A70. And the seals in this are really interesting. So first of all, we have pillarless doors, we have frameless windows, right? And so when this closes, the only thing keeping, or in my case, not keeping, rain out of the car is a thick piece of rubber that goes along the window and along the door on both ends. And what's interesting about this is these big pieces go from here up across the entire roof line and then all the way down. Same thing on the front end here, it starts at the base of the door, comes up, goes across, and then back down. And then there's 2 little seals on the Targa itself, and these are designed to just cup the window. The window is meant to press in, so you can see it's correct on this end because the window goes kind of under the seal here. Here it's kind of correct, but this is starting to peel up just from age. Here it's not correct because this has a gap behind it. So in order to replace these seals, the kit is about $500 if I want it new. And if you damage any part of this seal, you have to replace the whole thing. So that's what's coming up for me now before we hit in the rainy season. It's been okay thus far, but we're gonna get ahead of it before it becomes not okay.
In the 1980s, Toyota wanted to make your valve covers look good. I know it's weird that I'm focusing on this, but look at this. They spent time to not only have a nice aluminum valve cover that accentuated the cams, they also took time to paint racing stripes on the valve cover that went all the way back, that you're not really gonna see that. By the 1990s, they were like,
Not only are they not gonna see that, but there actually is a cover that goes over this.
Oh.
There is supposed to be a plastic cover that goes over this entire thing, so you can't even see it. This car was sold without it, and that's fine because if it was sold with it, it would be going in the trash immediately anyway.
It's so weird that we're talking about the covers that were on A70 Supras, because in all my life, I never knew that there was a cover here. Because my dad had a Cressida that had this engine, the 7M GE, but without the turbo, and there was nothing. No, there was no cover. You're looking it up? Oh, interesting. So it's only like a tiny little half
It's literally
L-shaped.
just meant to cover the coil packs. But that's the thing, is if this was on, you'd have your oil, but that was it. All these little details, the stripes that we're talking about, that wouldn't even be visible. This is literally just a little thing that's meant to cover the coil packs, and that's it.
That is so weird. In the 1990s, they stopped that. They kept their little racing ridges, but were like, we're not gonna care anymore. But they did do a weird thing. Like over there, the spark plugs were just normal. Here are your 3 coil packs with 2 spark plug leads coming off. It's just normal plugs. But they went in the other direction in the 1990s and said, okay, well, we're not doing, oh, by the way, that thing has coil packs, right? This has an older distributor system, even though it's a newer car. It's just a distributor sitting off the end of one of the cams. But, okay, we're gonna make our spark plug boots square and just fit. You could have just drilled a normal hole for all of these. It's like, no, we're gonna machine out a square now and just have it wiggle, woggle, wiggle, woggle, wiggle, woggle. There, that. We're gonna have our own unique boots to go way down there. It's Toyota. It's like, it's very, like, I almost call Toyota the GM of Japan if they just didn't do GM stuff, right? But this, in my mind, is a GM sort of thing. Like, we're gonna spend money on something stupid that, well, they did it again over there with the stripes that you're never gonna see. No one's gonna care that these are square spark plug boots, but they did that. Also, I am so happy that whoever modified this car in Japan, even though it has teenager style mods, like this one thing, so this car, like the A70, because they're both turbos, they come with a factory boost gauge. It's just a normal boost gauge. But whoever had this car, that wasn't enough for them. So you have one boost gauge here that works. That's the stock one, way down yaw. There it is. And then over here, there's another one. So as you drive, you get to see 2 boost gauges go at the same time. Is this one a little bit more accurate? Sure. Does it really matter? No. Also, we talked about this in the main video. There's a button over here on the dash that has a picture of a turbo and the word low, in English, by the way, low. What does that do? You press that and you get less boost. That's why it says down here, 2-mode turbo. You'd think it would be like a twin entry turbo or a dual vane turbo. No, you can press this button and just not get as much boost. I think this has been disabled because I press this a lot and nothing happens, because I'm pretty sure this is running a boost controller, because I think this is making more boost than it normally would because it's been tuned. But the idea is this is for inclement weather. This is for snow and slush and rain. Okay, I don't want to spin my wheels as much. I'll press this button. Yeah, you could do that, or you could just move your right foot less. When this car was new, you notice it has a big intercooler down here. That's not supposed to be there. The intercooler, you see these mounts right here? That is where the intercooler was supposed to be, which is another like 90s thing. Like, this is the logical place to put an intercooler because that's where all the cold air is coming. But Subaru, in a weird way...
Toyota?
Yes, because that's a Subaru move. Let's put the intercooler, this part that's supposed to stay cold, on top of the hottest fucking part of the motor. Now this hood scoop, air is supposed to come in and go down onto an intercooler, which is about yay. That's it. You see pictures, they're tiny. And then that's supposed to do something. And the Subaru did the same thing. I mean, I guess the slight advantage of Subarus is that because it's a boxer engine, it's in between the hot cylinder heads, right? It's not directly on top of it. And I know this is not a cylinder head, it's a valve cover. Relax. But that's the thing, like even here, your stock intercooler that you have right in front, yeah. Actually, this is almost like Corvette style. This is even better. You've put an air gap here. So not only are you getting the air getting rammed in there, it also has a chance to escape if it has to, or being sucked then through your larger radiator right there. There are, Pete, one of the things, if you do ever need to replace the radiator on a Starlet, even though a lot of this stuff is Paseo engine, you're not going to be able to replace this with a Paseo radiator. But the good news is this radiator is a single core, and it's about that thick. So if you ever have to replace this radiator, you can get a smaller one and you have enough clearance in here to do a dual core radiator. And there's still a lot of room here with this fan. This looks like there's an aftermarket fan that's right here. I hardly ever hear it come on. Of course, it's wintertime. You have enough room to put something bigger there if cooling is a concern for you. I will point out something else about 90s cars, and really this is more of a Japan sort of thing. Because a lot of these cars lived outside. While they are low miles, you notice there's a little bit of corrosion right here on my washer reservoir and my coolant level reservoir. That's where sun came in and just UV cooked this old plastic right here. So if you ever get a Japanese car that has this, don't hit this with a screwdriver. But the question remains, do I like this better than that? Now, granted, this is a review of two different cars, but one of them is a giveaway car. Of course I like this, but I also own an 88 MR2, which is this style. And I'm in love with 80s tech because all the technology was new. They were just throwing ideas at the car and just seeing what worked. Whereas the 90s, we knew what worked and what people were really doing with the car. So you wanted a very sharp handling machine. Me, I like cruising. I think I like the A70 better. Even though, obviously, I want you to enter the giveaway, and please do. It helps out regular car reviews and keeps the channel going. And I'm being very nice to Dryane's hood because he just washed it. And also, with this, I don't have to be, this car's been wrapped. Did you know that? I don't think I mentioned this in the future review. This was originally a different two-tone. But on the same time, I love the 90s style of just two-tone. We're just gonna have two different colors. We're not gonna have radical graphics because this is mid-90s. This originally was white and gray. Because if you look back at the door, you know, here's the original body color. It's just Toyota Corolla white. And it's not even the good white. That's another thing. Why I like the colors from the 80s, because Toyota had this very, very specific, and it's not this. This is not super white. There are two specific, this is incredibly Toyota nerd stuff. There's two different white colors that Toyota did. There is the original super white, and then there's super white 2. The original super white that the A70 Supra came in, the MR2 and a bunch of other stuff, was it was a flat white color. It wasn't metallic, but it was incredibly reflective. My MR2 and some other cars that I've had that had the original super white one are very difficult to take pictures of and very difficult to make videos with because the camera sees it as a light source. It's so bright. And Toyota changed it to Super White 2, which is a slightly muted version of that. Super White 2 happened, I think, 91 or something like that. Now I need to know. I could talk about paint colors. Oh, I sound like a Corvette guy talking about paint colors. You look like you have a comment.
No, there's one other thing that I wanted to point out because you just called attention to it a second ago.
Yeah.
You made a comment earlier that this is in fact a luxury car, not a sport car. Mm-hmm. One thing along those lines. Nice soft close hood.
Yes.
No slamming required.
No, the way you close, this became the type of hood that Toyota started doing throughout the 90s and deep into the 2000s. These are not click down hoods because if you try to press it down, it's not gonna do it. 90s Toyota hoods don't close like that. They close like this. You have to drop them.
Drop hood.
You can push them, but then you have to
Yep.
And
two fingers, that's all you need.
the trunk, the actual trunk on my MR2 is the same way. It's just clink. Mine, the frunk is a press, even though it's a, All right, I gotta do another one with the MR2 in the future. Well, thanks so much for watching this. Please, once again, enter the giveaway. Go to fanofthem.com/regularcars. Buy some limited edition merch, and you're automatically entered to win this 1995 Toyota Starlet GT Turbo. Tuned racing seat, mini disc player. Forgot to mention that as a mini disc player. I don't have any mini discs, so I can't test it. Useful, seats go down, lots of storage space. This is when you were meant to have your performance car be your daily car. Please enter the giveaway. You're helping out regular car reviews to continue to exist in this in-between time. So thanks so much, and thank you for liking regular car reviews. Oh yeah, click the link in the description. It's in the description. It's right down there. Click the link in the description. Thanks.